What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott. And if you can see here, I kind of bumped my head. I hit a corner the other day or yesterday, but whatever. I'll deal with it. I got a big old head, clumsy, but it's whatever. As you can see by the title, we're going to talk about guys' intentions, how to reveal these intentions, how to reveal his if he has interest in you or not. And the best way to go over this, I think, is to put up a chart or to put up like this mathematical equation that I think about all the time. And I kind of just go to, I made this, I kind of go to it just for like very basic fundamental kind of things. And then I branch off from there, right? So you're either in three categories, right? You're always in three categories with someone. You're either in a friend zone, you're either girlfriend dating material, or you're just a fuck buddy. And to be girlfriend material, again, here's the equation. To be girlfriend material, you usually have to have rapport plus sexual interest equals girlfriend material, right? So if he has rapport, communication, whatever that kind of stuff with you, like a bond, and he has sexual interest, then you're dating material. Now, if he has a sexual interest in you, but he does not have rapport or that bond, then you're a fuck buddy. And lastly, of course, in the exact opposite, if you have no rapport or you have rapport, but he has no sexual interest in you, then you're pretty much a friend. He sees you as a friend with benefits, or he doesn't want anything to do with you in general. So I think you first want to figure out what category you're actually in. And you do that by determining his actions, his attitude, his how he comes off to you, right? If you don't know, you gotta watch this video. Perfect example for this video. He might do certain things, right? You have to watch like his hand placements. If he's sexually interested in you, he'll place his hand obviously lower on your lower back than, let's say, your upper back, which is, he's a friend. But at the same time, guys like to touch women in general because it breaks barriers. It lets him move forward. It makes him feel like, the Kino escalation. He can do more things. So he's going to try to touch to break the barrier and move forward, to see how you react, to see if he's getting the validation that he wants to move forward, right? Because if he touches you and you kind of like, then that's telling the guy, no, I'm not ready, or she's not ready, I'm backing off. But at the same time, you have to watch where he places his hand. If he places it high, you're pretty much more of a friend. If he places it low, then you're pretty much, he's finding you very, like on your lower back, like right above your butt. Then he finds an interest in you, or around your hips. Guys grab around the hips a lot and stuff like that. Or he squeezes you and pulls you in. That's more, I would say, sexual interest. Now, if he does both, then I would play on the safe side and say he's sexually interested in you. Now, that's one thing. Another thing I would look at is the pacing, right? Like, how fast is he moving with you? If he's trying to increase the pace, if it's going from this to this, then I would say it's more sexual interest, right? Like if you just met online and if you met online and then he already has sexual interest in you, right? Online's all sexual interest, and I would say it's just fuck buddies 90% of the time. So if you find this guy online, then there you go, already answered your question. But you have to look at the pacing. Some guys who are really interested in just messing around usually increase the pace, and they usually increase it pretty fast, pretty steadily. It'll go from texting to sexting like no time. Now, that's common sense, but if you're thinking you're going to get a relationship out of some guy like that, I would say most of the time you probably won't, because a guy who's really interested in a woman won't really increase the pace that fast. Now, never say never. Maybe you're some hot ass chick who has everything going for her, and the guy is a confident guy and he does it and he's like, damn, she's hot, let's see where, let's meet after that. You can usually tell, right? If like the guy's sexting you but then he wants to hang out after, that's a great thing. But if he wants to hang out to hook up, hang out, actually go out on a date and not expecting to mess around, that's a great thing. But if he wants to mess around after, he only talks about sex, which again is kind of the pacing thing. Like if he's only talking about being physical, if he's only doing that, he's only doing this, or only doing this or doing that, then he obviously wants to get in your pants. Another thing I would think about would be a guy who's confident versus a guy who's being smooth, right? So if you meet a guy and he's real smooth, like he always has one eye, or he's just trying to be real slick, and he's talking with his eyebrows up. Or can I do both? Oh my god, I can do both. Or he's pulling this game, or these corny one-liners or something like that. Like, that guy's trying to get in your pants, right? That guy has something to prove. That guy has something to say. That guy has something to do, and you're that person he's going to try to do. But at the same time, when a guy comes up and he's confident, that's a totally different story. That's just a guy who's confident in himself. So if I were to come up and say, hey, I think you're absolutely beautiful, I had to come over and say hi, what's your name, I'm blah blah blah, or I would just say, I'm da da da, right? And that's just a confident guy who's sure of himself, who's going after what he wants. If a guy does that, don't think that he's just trying to get in your pants because he came over and said, damn, you're hot as shit, whatever. It's more the guys who are playing the game, and I literally mean a game. Like, he's literally playing a game with the smooth talking. It's stuff that he probably read online, stuff he's learning from these PUAs, pickup artists, dating coaches and stuff like that. Those are the guys you got to watch out for, because a lot of the dating coaches back then were teaching that kind of stuff. They're a little better now, but back then it was just teaching basically how to be a fucking douchebag, how to get a girl in bed and stuff like that. Now it's a lot better, and I think they did that not intentionally, but it's because it was a better marketing tool, right? This was for a lot of the 97%ers who didn't know what they were doing with women, and they never got laid, or only been with one or two guys, or women, or guys. Hey, I don't judge, right? But they only been with one or two women, and they want more. They don't have a lot of self-confidence, so they would brand themselves as, get any woman you want, I can make you, or pick up a woman the same night and sleep with her, kind of thing. And that sells. Sex sells, right? So that's stuff they would say, and then of course they would go through with teaching it. But now it's a lot better. Now I think a lot of dating coaches are awesome for men. It's a lot more about self-development and confidence, but at the same time, learning how to attract and work with women. Not so much sleep with them, like just like that, but work with them. Like, be confident around women. Like, go up to a bar, a group of women, and say, hey, this is how I feel. Basically a guy just had the power. Like, he's going to do what he wants when he wants. He's not going to be a little pansy and look at you, and even when you wave and you give him all the signals, he's still shy to come across, right? So dating coaches are good nowadays, but you have to look at if he's being Mr. Smooth or Mr. Confident, because I think a guy who's being a little smooth is a lot different than a guy who's confident and just knows what he wants and goes after either way, does not care about the consequences. He doesn't care if you turn him down, because he feels like he's such a high quality man that it doesn't fucking matter. And I'll say the last thing is obviously the questions that he's going to ask. If is he asking deeper questions? Is he asking about your passions, your future, things that you want, and things that you're interested in? Because usually when a guy does, and this is a telltale sign, because it's kind of hard, because the guys, when they're with women who they just want to bang, they're kind of an autopilot. And just give it 30 minutes, and I'm telling you, the guy, it's like a chess match. I don't know if you guys are really into chess. I used to be really into chess. And when you play a game, there's openings, right? There's certain ways you want to open your chessboard to give you an advantage. And a lot of people will try to remember the first 10 moves, right? Like an opening, like they call it like a king's gambit, queen's gambit, Sicilian defense. Now I'm getting real corny here, but hear me out. They would remember the openings. Like, if I move D, to D4, you'll move this, and if you do that, then I gotta do that. Now, see, a lot of guys will try to like put up this certain, like, this certain image or this certain aura in the beginning to lure the women, to lure you over. But after a while, I'll say after the 30-minute mark, the guy kind of goes into autopilot. Okay, he's like, okay, is this working? Is it not? Da 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 da. And after 30 minutes, you can kind of see if the guy's interested in you or not. Okay, so I would always wait at least 30 minutes before you even judge the guy, because the first 30 minutes, a guy's always, I would even say the first hour maybe, the guy's pretty much an autopilot, just trying to win you over and stuff like that, if he's trying to get in your pants. But when you go longer and longer, You can tell the guy's kind of like pulling back. He's kind of, he's kind of going to autopilot. He might think he already got you or something like that. And, if he's not asking the deeper questions, the meaningful questions, if he's not putting forth the effort into getting to know you or to making this a wonderful night or a fun date or something like that, then he's pretty much trying to get in your pants. And don't think because a guy says, I have people come to me all the time saying, "Oh, he was the most genuine guy," or "He was so understanding. I believed everything he said." No, seriously, he's different than any other guy. I hear that all the effing time. I used to be that guy. I used to be a little d-bag back in the day, right? I mean, I wouldn't lure women. But I would say this and say that. I can honestly say this. I would never straight up lie to a woman to her face. But if a woman asked me if I wanted a relationship, I never said yes or no because I didn't really know. It depended on the person, and that's what I said. But a lot of guys kind of give that bullshit answer. It's a bullshit answer now. I really do. It's kind of a bullshit answer because I mean it is and it isn't, because it might be true, but I mean it's the easy way out. That's like asking someone what's your favorite band and they say I like all kinds of music. Oh well, okay, but I mean if you had to pick one, right? So you have to watch what a guy does. Again, women think that guys' intentions or not intentions, but when a guy says this or a guy acts this way or a guy says, "I'll wait, it doesn't matter, no pressure, we'll do it when you're ready," stuff like, dude, he's so fucking bullshitting you, man. Again, a guy shouldn't have to say these kind of things. It should just happen naturally. A guy should never have to say that. Because I think that's just a guy bullshitting you and a woman eating up because she wants to believe it. So with that being said, there you guys go. It's a little all over the place, but I'm pretty sure you got something out of it. If you need anything else, just let me know. Like, subscribe, get my free ebook. It's below 254 pages on this stuff. Much more detail, much more in depth over all various topics. I love you guys. Peace.